Hi children, good morning. Welcome back to our session. So what's our topic? About weather, climate and adaptations of animals to climate. So what we have learned in the last class, we have learned what do you mean by weather, how we are going to measure it, is it? Yes. Then what do you mean by climate? Then how we are going to know about our climate and in the different places how the climate, whether climate changes or weather changes. Yes, the weather changes. So today's our class is about climate and adaptations. Climate and adaptation. Adaptation means we have to be in that means our body should be comfortable to that climate and as well as weather. So, what do you mean by adaptation? The presence of specific body features which enables a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called adaptation. What do you mean by adaptation, children? Once again, the presence of specific body features which enables a plant, maybe it is a plant or an animal, to live in a particular habitat is called as adaptation. So, under this climate and the adaptations, we are having the two things, that is the polar regions and the tropical rainforest. So, today let me see about the polar regions. So, polar means only, we call it as the cool places. So, cool place means we will get the idea of our Himalayas, is it? Yes, in that cool places, which are the animals or the birds they are going to live. So those are the polar bear and also as well as penguins. Have you seen the penguins, children? It will be having the small wings, and the penguin is having the fish body, streamline body. So due to that, the penguins easily can swim in the water. And polar bear, it will be in the white color, on that the fur will be more, and the polar bear will be having the fat much. Why? Due to that fat, it can increase the temperature in its body. So, if the temperature increases, it doesn't comes out of the body because which it is protecting for that? The fur, it is protecting towards that polar bear. So, in that places also, it will be comfortable to that, and the polar bears are living in the polar regions. And penguins, if it is very cool also. So, in that also, it will be having the fur. Do you know, children, the penguin is a mammal, and we will call it as a bird, but it is a mammal. So, the penguins also, due to that polar, it is having the streamline body, and it will be having the thickness of that skin. Due to that, it can be there in the polar regions. Polar regions means totally it will be covered by the snow. Example, our Atlantic, Arctic places. So, there will we people, if you imagine, we cannot be. If you wear the sweaters, jacket, these blouses and all also will be shivering. That means in that regions we human beings cannot be there. That means we cannot live for the long. But this animal, that is the polar bear and the penguins, it will be for the long time.
Climate and adaptation of animals. Climate has a profound effect on all living organisms. Then what do you mean by adaptation? Adaptation can be defined as the modification of all living organism on its part in order to make it more fit for survival under changed environmental conditions. Or we can say that the adjustment shown in the structure, psychology, physiology, behavior, etc. of an organism to changed environmental conditions is referred to as adaptation. So, animals living in very cold climate and very hot climate should have special features to protect them from heat and cold. So, adaptation, here we are having the two types, that is behavioral adaptation, structural adaptation. So the polar regions. The polar regions are, it's very cold. In this, the temperature will be minus 37 degree Celsius. Here, which are the animals we can found? That is polar bear, seals, penguins, musk oxen, reindeers, foxes, whales, Siberian crane, and so many types of the fishes also we can see. See, this is the polar bear. Polar bear is a carnivorous bear whose native range lies largely within the Arctic Circle. Adaptations of polar bear, they have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snow and helps in catching the prey. They have two layers of fur to protect them extreme cold. They have a layer of fat under the skin which also protect them from cold. Their paws and wider rods which help them to walk on snow and swim in water. They have a strong sense of smell which helps them to catch their prey. And what is this bird, children? It's the penguin. Penguins are aquatic, flightless birds living almost exclusively in the southern hemisphere, especially in Antarctica. What are the adaptations of these penguins? They have white color bodies so that they are not easily visible in the snow. They have thick skin and a lot of fat to protect them from cold. They huddle together to keep them warm. They have streamlined body and webbed feet which help them to spin in water, swim in water. Heavy and solid bones make penguins heavier to help them to dive underwater for food. So reindeers, we can see the foxes, seals. So seals also will be in the cold places, as well as whales, musk oxen. See the fur on that. So it protects from the cold. Polar birds, especially it's the Siberian crane. It goes to the migration, the seasonal movement of the complete population of animal from one area to another is termed as the migration. That means one place to another. The birds in polar regions cannot tolerate extreme cold of winter. Therefore, they migrate. Adaptations of Siberian crane. The Siberian crane must keep its body warm to survive in winter. So during winter it migrates to far away warmer places. Siberian cranes come to places in India like Bharatpur in Rajasthan and Sultanpur in Haryana to escape from the extreme winter in Siberia. So let we have the glance of this animals. Okay, thank you, children.